My name is Zoe Schweiger. I'm an artist based in Miami in South Florida. I primarily work with figurative painting. I paint like my loved ones, my family, and I'm kind of considering I guess our relationship with the climate crisis, thinking about sea level rise in Miami, thinking about like increasing temperatures, and so I'm interested in painting I guess the people I love and imagining like this sort of like flooded, like hyper saturated environment. I guess before I even like start making the works, I work with photographs, and so I photograph my family and friends actually like underwater, and then from there I choose an image that I guess I'm visually interested in. I'm interested in the way that like water can distort the figure and how that can relate to Miami and sea level rise. So from there I'll kind of just create a body of work based on those photographs, kind of just like I guess see a composition that is like visually interesting, and then I kind of work on like one painting after another, and then from there kind of look at them in the studio and think about the ways that each work can kind of like reflect one another based on like color or composition or the people I'm painting. And so all of these are of like family members and loved ones. And then I guess with titling, I do a lot of like writing and like kind of like free writing and poetry based on just like how I'm feeling or thinking about the pieces. Making work about the climate crisis, or I guess the way that I'm feeling about like I guess climate anxiety, sea level rise. I don't know how much power a painting really holds with viewers, but I do kind of hope that someone can kind of walk into the space and maybe just like feel like, I don't know, intense feelings about it, or kind of maybe like see the title, see the work, and like let them like reflect about like I guess our current situation with the climate crisis, you know, and just sort of like bring a conversation about it. I think being in a show with all of these artists is just like, it's so amazing to be, you know, with other artists from South Florida, some of which are my friends. And I think all of our work, just being within the context of Miami and South Florida, I think it all kind of just relates naturally. As I guess a young emerging artist, it's like kind of weird to almost think about like a new generation or I guess artists my age that might look up to my work. I think that's still like a concept that I'm still grappling with maybe, but I think that would be amazing. I think like there are other artists that are my age that I do look up to, so I guess for other artists to look up to me in that way would be really exciting. So I graduated from MICA last year, 2022. I studied sculpture actually, but I've always been really drawn to painting. And yeah, I guess a year and a half, 2 years of it was like virtual school. I wasn't on campus. And it was interesting. I actually kind of enjoyed that process because I think it gave me time away from creating super like rigidly, I guess, and I was mostly doing a lot of reading. I think being back home while still in school was what kind of fueled this work, and like thinking about I guess Miami's reality with the climate crisis, and then yeah, I guess I was taking a lot of classes that was kind of about like environmental literature or like yeah, those kind of like themes. So yeah, I think it was really informative being home during that time, and then I was able to go back to campus thankfully for my senior year and then kind of like put that into fruition. I was actually making like video works that looked actually really similar to this, but they were like moving and then projected on the wall. So this series is like I guess evolved from those works. I met Susie Alvarez, who's right next to me in the show at MICA. We shared a studio, and we currently still share a studio too. She was located in Lakeland, Florida, and then she moved down to Miami because she has family here, and so I think both of us work really well together. We like constantly like, critiquing each other's work, and it's been really great, I guess, making art in the same place that she's also making art. Yeah.
And she's your model for...
Yes, she's my model, like a lot of these. Yeah, this one, this one, this one, that one, and that one. Like 5 of them, I think. My parents met at MoCA, North Miami. They're both working there. My dad was like a volunteer photographer, and my mom was, I'm not sure if she was an intern or if she was just like working there very young, but they both met each other there, and yeah.
Are they artists? Like, I know you're not.
They're not like professional artists, but they are like very artistic. My dad like is still like really into photography. My mom does a lot of like fiber arts. Like she's always like knitting and interested in like little needlepoint stuff. They always like really kind of pushed my brother and I to be interested in art, and like took us to museums. Actually, I don't think I told you this, but I did like the really young artist program
at MoCA.
At MoCA, as like a 5-year-old or something.
Yes,
yeah.
I've known you since you were 5.
I think that Miami does have like a really beautiful, tight-knit artist community here. There's a lot of like, I guess, artist collectives, shared studio spaces. But they are kind of limited as well. I think that Miami definitely could grow with like definitely more studio spaces, like more availability for grants. I mean, Miami is so unaffordable to live in. It's like, I think it's #1 least affordable city to live in. So I think that like if artists want to be able to pursue like their artists full time, like they need to be able to afford to live here and afford a studio, and that's like really difficult to do, definitely. I live with my parents. I'm probably not going to be able to move out for like another year or so, so definitely. I mean, and that's an issue I feel like in every major city too, like New York, LA, so. I think this one I'm most excited about. It's a portrait of my grandmother. She actually lives in Fort Lauderdale, and she's really important to me. I kind of really wanted to put her like, have her the largest painting and put her like right in the center. Because she's like the matriarch of the fam, you know. So yeah, that one I'm most excited about being here. Yeah.
Is she gonna come on the 29th?
She is. She's very excited. We went like shoe shopping last week to get her some new shoes. So.